Hey, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm designer of digital and crystal screen paint and digital 4K crystal onyx. Today we're doing a demonstration on the D6k, which is now 100% complete. Now, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you the different surfaces you could paint it on. As in, we got a little ceiling panel. We have a countertop, which is very smooth. We have a painted gray piece of cardboard. We have a cover to a Dell case and a United States Postal Service shipping box. Now, this is to basically demonstrate that no matter the surface that you're using, you do not have to worry about being restricted to certain surfaces as with traditional goose screens back then. I know when I first applied for, when I first actually went out to get a projector screen and projector and so forth, I decided to paint my screen, and I went with a company called Goose Green, and they had so many restrictions and requirements that pretty much I just gave up on the whole thing. And this is where Digital One, the first company, was born, and later followed Digital 4K Crystal Onyx. Okay, so right here we're going to be using a cover to a Dell. This is a Dell casing, and we got the Postal Service box, as I explained, all the different areas we're going to be using. Also, too, with the paint, which I love about it the most, is there is no sanding, there is no priming. Now, if you do have any like imperfection ridges that will stick up, I mean, most likely you don't have to worry about doing any major sanding unless the wall is really rigid. Or there's some walls I would suggest you do not paint on, such as stucco, because that will not come out too well. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do the demonstration here, and just to let you know, not to come down hard on ABS forums, because we have been banned from them in the past. But I know in there they have a lot of people in there that will basically say, hey, you have to go through all this sanding, and you have to go through preparation and all this, and you have to unify your rolls on when you roll your screen. It has to be up and down and up and down. Not with this paint. This paint is completely foolproof. Anyone can paint a professional screen. That's what's the wonderful thing about my paint. And if you have an existing projector screen, now this one right here is just a vinyl window shade I got at a Store Plus store for about value store for about $8. If you have a vinyl window shade or a vinyl projector screen, you can repaint over your existing screen, and you don't have to worry about it cracking or peeling every time you roll it up and down. I'll show you why. Look at this. Right. Let's move this out. Bring it up close to you. No cracking or peeling at all. Alright, so that means you can upgrade your pre-existing screens. That's one of the cool things about our screen paint. Alright, so let me come over here real quick, and we'll start the demonstration. Now, here it is. I have a little of the D6k right here on the let me move my strap out of the way because it's all in the frame. Let me show you how much paint I'm going to use on this. This is all the paint that I have. You can paint up to a 150-inch screen with 1 quart, and with 2 quarts you can do a 300-inch screen. It only requires 1 coat. That's it. As you can see, I'm painting this with no problem. It's that easy, and you can go from side to side. It doesn't have to be an up and down unified formation such as Goose Green tells you that you have to do. Our paint's really easy to use. I mean, literally, I tell you no lie, your kids could literally paint your screen for you. I said that about 100,000 times. It's so true. Alright, that's it. We're done. Alright, let's move on to the cardboard. Alright, so there's our cardboard. Look at all the print all over it. You think maybe I gotta prime this first because, I don't know, I don't want all this to show up on my screen. Right? Right, put a little bit down there right there. And let's get the painting on this right here. Look how easy it is. Look how fast that covers. You don't have to prime your screen. Now, the only time I do advise priming the screen when using our product, unless you're using blackout cloth. Now, using blackout cloth, you might want to, you don't have to prime it. You can pretty much coat it with any paint you want, because what's going to happen is with the blackout cloth, it's going to absorb a ton of your paint. So you're dealing with a different surface. So what you want to do is you want to paint it with any kind of paint. It doesn't make a difference if it's red, blue, green, whatever.
paint it, and you want the first couple of coats of that paint to absorb through your blackout cloth. Then when it dries, it'll have a nice firm surface, and then you can go over it with our paint and you're good to go. Alright, so there's our UPS shipping box. Paint it. Done. No need for no primer. Alright, now, those of you who have somebody else's screen paint on your wall and you think, alright, can I paint over that? Will that be a problem? Let's go over here, put a little paint down real quick. Do the exact same process. Like I said, you don't have to go up and down. You can go any way you want with this. There is no, hey, perfect application on the roller. As you can see, I don't have a perfect application on my roller. It makes no difference. Now, if you can paint your wall in your house, you can paint our screen. Now this paint is made to be used to a paint sprayer. If you have those form of professional skills, you can use it to a paint sprayer or that roller, or you can use it with the foam roller. Now I suggest you the foam roller if you're using it on a smoother surface, such as glass or metal or anything like that, because you want to get a really smooth paint surface as much as possible. If you're seeing my dirty socks, you are in for a treat. Alright, so we're going to put some of this down right here. There we go. Now mind you, when you're using this type of material, you are going to see the imperfections of the surface. You're going to see it. Will it affect your screen? No. Not your viewing screen, it won't affect it, but you will see it. So let's bring this out a little farther out here. So if you want that, some people want that perfect screen, you know, when you get up close and you look at it, it's that perfect flat screen. You know, that's what they want, you know. If that doesn't bother you, you don't really care about that, you can just throw it up there. Now we do have an outdoor screen paint. That's a much thicker base. It covered this with no problem because it was made to go over brick and concrete and everything else under the face of the sun. So that would be a perfect application for this. Because this you would have to go over again and again and again. Because the fact that it has these little crevices in it, you would have to be able to get into those crevices to fully cover your screen. So I would advise, if you're using this kind of material, to go with the outdoor screen paint, because this paint is not a very thick base. Now, mind you, all these demonstrations are being done for the first time for you guys, to let you know that the videos basically are unedited. I don't do any of those on my videos. You'll see mistakes in there, like I'll say something dumb or make a dumb suggestion or something in there. I'll get tongue twisted a bit. And I'll leave it as it is, because you know why? Because what I'm selling my customers is quality screen paint, and I don't do the editing or the special effects. I never will. I don't care how big my company grows. I'm not going to do that because I want to keep things real. And I tell a lot of my beta testers, if you're doing videos for me, or if I have customers who want to do a video for us, you know, really cool, hook us up. I tell them to, hey, keep the video real. It doesn't have to be professional. That's up to you. If you want to do it professional or not, but keep the video real. Got your kids running across the screen or your dog, we don't care. We just want something that basically is going to, what's the word for it? It's gonna be real. That's what we want, you know? We don't care if your wife's talking in the background, or your husband's talking in the background, or your kids are yelling in the background. We just want something real, you know what I mean? Real family environment, real family setting. Alright, now, one thing I'm going to explain to you, when you do a smooth surface like this, it will coat, such as glass and stuff like that. Some will coat faster, some won't. So, basically, what you want to do is you want to put down a base coat. This is just a cover coat because you're going to have some light spots in it, alright? And then, what you want to do is, you want to go over it again lightly once it dries, and that'll be that. All right, so we'll come back to that later on, or I'll do another video on that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the video real quick. I just got paint on my girlfriend's computer. She is so gonna kill me. And mind you, the paint is still wet, so we're gonna start off with the shipping box. And you notice the paint is going to change, sorry about my camera. Paint is going to change the contrast level. It's going to give a better picture. Now that's our shipping box. Let's go back a bit here in our video. Yeah, we get that clean up. She is going to so kick my butt. Alright. Let's get this okay. Perfect. You guys can see how beautiful the color is. Now, that's the shipping box. Now, we have the Dell PC cover. Let's grab this doohickey. Let's put this up there. This is our Dell PC cover. Compared to the white wall. Alright, now let's remove these. So we have the, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks compared to your white wall. Contrast level is absolutely freaking amazing. Alright, so put that here. We'll put this down here. And let's go over here and go back and pull that video back just a little bit more. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to grab our cardboard box. Here we go. Cardboard box. Step back a minute here. And there's our cardboard box. Look how beautiful that looks. There we go. Alright, now let's go and get our board right here, which is, like I said, you might want to use our thicker paint on this, but just to show you, give you a demonstration on exactly how well the paint's going to work. Alright. Even though the board has imperfections in it, look how good it is. Now, like I said, because the board has these little crevices in it, it's hard to get over with the paint. Now, if you use a paint sprayer, you can actually get in those crevices. But with a roller or a foam roller, it's a little hard to do. Just show you that, you know, coated, and from a distance, it looks fantastic until you get up on close, because like I said, it has crevices in it. As you can see, you're not seeing it affect the screen in any way. And you look how much it enhances the color. Alright, so go back here for a minute because I have gone up to scrub my girlfriend's PC. She is going to murder me. Alright, so let's take our 100-watt spotlight over here. Let's throw a little light on this. So if I can get it back right. Here we go. So even with light on the screen, no problem. Now the paint we're using is something called Crystonics Technology ×3. It's a lot brighter, it's a lot sharper. It actually gives the screen a much brighter image, or sharper image too on top of that. And look at that. Alright, and let me see if this baby dried already. Let's go back. It dries pretty fast. As I said, when you're using a surface that has a more of a slicker kind of a coating to it, you'll have to paint it twice, just to let you know. Alright, so there's our board right here. So right here we have our cardboard box.
We have the ceiling tile, sorry about that, and we have the shipping box. Look how magnificent that looks. Alright, okay, fantastic. Now, let's bring this back a bit here and do it again. I know, guys, you're tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. The D6k is designed to enhance your color. Look how bright the red is on that. Hold on for a minute. I want to go back just a minute there. Let's have a look at that. Let's pause that here. Now, let's go a little close to this. Look at the color of the D6k on a cardboard box, on the ceiling tile, on the cardboard box, against the color on the wall. And this proves, it shows you exactly like how much color you're losing. Now I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab the Dell case. This is the Dell Dell case that's made out of metal. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. You know what? Just tell you, we did this the other day. This right here is a poster board I got from Walmart. It is a plastic board I got. Basically put your posters into it. Let's go back here and let's have a look at it and see how this looks. I just stepped all over my screen. Tell me that does not look gorgeous. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's take this out of here. Let's put this over here back against the wall. Over there. That looks good. I just let you know here we got the vinyl sheet. Let's do this too while we're here. I'm gonna lift this up and you can see this. Look how beautiful that looks. Pretty much any surface you want to paint this paint, you can do it. Not a problem. Alright, so there's our board right here, which is still wet. Ooh, yeah. And just to let you know, if you do make a mistake and you do hit your board by accident, you can just go right back over it again and you're done. So let's put this up here real quick because I'm kind of running out of some time here on my camera. And I just want to get this done real quick. Let's just throw this up here really quick. Basically, it's going to have some imperfections in it, folks, but at least you can get a good idea on exactly the different surfaces that we'll take to this paint. All right, camera's kind of spinning around here a bit, isn't it? Sorry about that if I'm making anybody sick. All right, so there, right there, is the countertop tile. And that shows you all the different areas, different screens, sorry, not different areas, but different surfaces you can paint with the D6k. There is no way you can make a mistake on this paint. It's absolutely foolproof. When I mean your kids could literally paint this screen, they could literally paint this screen. Well, I'm Kenneth Bird from Digital 4K Crystal Onyx and Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hey, if you like what you saw, be kind, hit the like button. Thank you all for watching. Oh, and just to let you know, the D6k will be out 2016.